All right, today I'm flying solo. Garrick Wordmuller here on the D&G show. Welcome. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard about a no closing cost refinance? Sounds too good to be true, right? And I'll tell you what my peers do about that really frustrates me. Competing loan officers. A lot of times if I'm working with a first-time home buyer, right, we're kind of going over things. They're shopping around for their lender before they write an offer on their home. They'll tell me, oh, so and so over here mentioned that when rates go down, they'll refinance us for free. Can you refinance us for free? And I say we do no closing cost refinances all the time when the market's right for it. So absolutely, yes. For a guy, a loan officer, to just say he can, do refinance you for free is completely asinine. First of all, the guy's, no offense, he or she is, a loan officer, doesn't own the company, doesn't have a right to say they're going to cover any fees for you whatsoever, just on a phone conversation, right? And what if rates don't go down for 10 years and now it's 10 years later and you're like, dude, where's my free refinance? You told me. Like, do you think that person even still works there? And do you think anyone ever is going to remember the conversation you had, even 1 year later, about that? The answer is probably not. And it doesn't matter if they did, because they don't have the authority to say, we're going to give you a free refinance when rates go down. Now, I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of no closing cost refinances, and this is how they work. Mortgage rates are not a one number thing. You might think of it as more of a menu. Most people think there's just one mortgage rate. What's the rate? What's your lowest rate? You hear that all the time. But the lowest rate is extraordinarily expensive if you really wanted to break it down. So what happens is, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, in the marketplace, right? If you were at 5.5%, it's what you call a no point loan, meaning you're not paying any discount points to get a lower rate, and you're not getting any lender credits back at a higher rate, right? 5.5% means you're not paying uh, for that interest rate that day. So on this menu, so to speak, you can actually choose 5.25. And let's just say your loan amount's $400,000. You might pay 1% to get to 5.25. So you would pay $4,000 to get to 5.25. And then maybe at 5.75, you're going to get a credit back. So you're going to get 1% back. And that's a credit of $4,000. That credit is used to cover the closing costs, and it's around that price, right, for that loan amount for a refinance, give or take, whatever. So that credit should then conceivably give you pretty close to a no closing cost refinance when you have all the title fees and everything wrapped in. And that's how a no closing cost refinance works. It's not like someone just hands you a rate because they worked with you before. It does not work like that. You actually are choosing a higher interest rate that the market offers, that can be done by any bank, mind you. Any bank can do this, that refinances conventional loans, can give you a higher rate, not just the guy who's going to give you a free rate, right? He's going to give you what everyone else can give you, maybe even worse. And so he or she. And so, yeah, what you're doing, instead of buying down to get the lowest rate, you're taking a higher rate, and now you have a no closing cost refinance. And then when they say they're going to roll it into the loan, what that means essentially is we're wrapping up the closing costs into the loan amount, so you're not paying anything out of pocket. So it's nothing out of pocket, because let's just say we have your $400,000 loan amount, and we have $2,000 of interest and insurance, give or take a couple months or whatever, right? $2,000 of what we call prepaid items, taxes, insurance, interest. So we'll take that number and make your loan amount 402 500, and then you're going to get $500 cash back, have a lower interest rate that you didn't pay the closing cost for, and we're going to wrap all the costs into the loan, so it's nothing out of pocket. So it is a great deal when it works. I mean, it's amazing when it works, but it's not a free refinance. Just know that. Now, the pros of doing a no closing cost refinance, of course, are instant savings, because you're not paying the closing costs to get the loan. So you might be saving a couple, 200, $300. It can be really substantial, and nothing out of pocket, right? So you don't have to write a check at closing. Another pro. Another pro is, should rates go down again, you don't have to feel guilty about locking in a lower interest rate yet again, because you just refinanced, because you didn't pay any money for the refinance. Now, you don't want to reset your loan all the time, right? That isn't the best idea in the world, but it is a great idea just to get, again, instant monthly savings without paying anything out of pocket or paying anything at all. Now, the cons, of course, you're not going to get the lowest interest rate on the market. Your loan balance is going up. So, if you're wrapping all the costs in, like we talked about, so you are financing this stuff over 30 years. May not be the best long term solution, but a great solution to save money monthly without spending money. Now, this happens when rates are going down and you have a higher interest rate, right? So it is a time and place in the market. And again, most lenders offer this. I'd say on brokers like us, we're a little sharper. I find we have better rates at these no closing costs scenarios. So if you're interested, I'd love to help you out. 510-282-5456. I'm Garrick Wordmuller, independent mortgage brokers that work for the people. So who should consider it? I'd say if you're around 1% above the current market or more, give me a call. If you want a lower payment without spending money out of pocket, go ahead and give me a call. And anyone looking to refinance and drop mortgage insurance, we can do that with a no closing cost refinance as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome opportunity. So check it out. Again, I'm here to help you. We can run scenarios real quick. Bottom line, a no closing cost doesn't mean free. It's just structured differently where you're taking advantage of lender margins to cover your costs. It's really a smart thing. Again, I'm Garrick Wordmuller. Thanks for watching, subscribing, listening, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, Fresh Home Loan Inc. You want mortgage rates without breaking your bank? Well, I got what you need. I'll keep it 100. The very best lender. We sell money, yeah. There's really no equal. Independent mortgage brokers that work for the people. I know that the pandemic's brought many problems. What we offer is better rates.